In this discussion, we will be discuss about vector algebra. So the first question arises here: what is a vector? We are quite familiar with the concept of vector because we have already learnt it in quite theorems and concepts about in physics. So if we say that R is a vector, that means R is a quantity which has its magnitude as well as its direction also. And generally the vector is denoted by this one R and then this arrow. This arrow means that it also has some direction, and we denote its magnitude like this one. Okay, this is called a vector. Now what is a vector function? Suppose we have a scalar variable t, which is a scalar quantity. Suppose t belongs to this open interval ab or some closed interval ab. We can take whatever we want the interval. Suppose t belongs to this ab. Now for each value of t belongs to this ab, if there exists a vector, suppose capital F, and we define by some particular rule, then for each value of t, if we get one vector f such, then we will say that ft, this one is a vector function. That means here this f, this one, which is a vector and it is a function of the scalar variable t. That means we will put different values of t and we will get different values of the whole vector function ft, and it is denoted by this one. Now this vector function ft can have total 3 components. That is, ft can be represented like this: f1t I cap plus f2t j cap plus f3t k cap. And you know what is I, j, k? I, j, k are the unit vectors which are mutually in the fixed mutually perpendicular directions. If we consider the x, y and z axis as the direction of I, j, k, they are the unit vectors. Unit vector means their magnitude is 1. So suppose this is the direction of I vector, this is the direction of j vector, and this is the direction of k vector. We can take this, they are mutually perpendicular. Then these 3 are said to be the components of the vector f: f1t, f2t and f3t. And sometimes we also write ft like this: f1, f2, f3. Both the functions, this one and this one, are equivalent. That means f1, f2, f3, this is an f1i plus f2j plus f3k are same. Okay, now we have to learn one thing which is called product of vectors, which though it is excluded from the truncated syllabus, but we need to know this in order to know or in order to understand the next topics, that is differentiation, integration. We have a huge application of this product of vectors. So there are 2 types of product of vectors. Number 1, it is called scalar product, and number 2 is called vector product. It has also few different names. Scalar product is also known as dot product, and this is also known as cross product. So I am briefly discussing about all these products. At first, scalar product. Scalar product or dot product, it is defined by and denoted by alpha dot beta, and it is defined by mod alpha mod beta into cos theta. Mod alpha means the magnitude of alpha, mod beta means the magnitude of beta, and theta is the angle between alpha and beta. Suppose this is alpha, this is beta, this angle is theta, then their dot product alpha dot beta will be this mod alpha into mod beta into cos theta. Now check, here we are multiplying 2 vectors alpha dot beta, but the resultant is not a vector quantity, because we know mod alpha means the magnitude of alpha, that is a scalar quantity. Mod beta is also a scalar quantity, and this is the value of cosine of some angle. This is also a scalar quantity. That means alpha dot beta is a scalar quantity, not a vector. It only has its magnitude but not the direction. So this is called the scalar product or the dot product of 2 vectors, and it is defined by alpha dot beta equals mod alpha mod beta cos theta. And now suppose alpha is given as these three components, that is suppose alpha is given as a1, b1, c1 and beta is given as a2, b2, c2. That means a1i plus b1j plus c1k and beta is also. Then how will we define alpha dot beta? It will be a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2. This is the definition of dot product when it is given by its three components. So if the question comes like given alpha a vector, suppose 2, 1, 3 and this is given as 3, 4, 5, then you can easily find out alpha dot beta just by applying this rule. Okay, this is how we define scalar product or dot product. Remember the very important thing, that is dot product, the resultant is not a vector, though we are multiplying two vectors, but it is a scalar quantity. Now we just recall few properties of scalar product or dot product. Number one property is it is a commutative product. That means alpha dot beta equals beta dot alpha. Okay. Number two, it is associative also. Number two is associative. That means C alpha dot beta. So this is a vector. Then we can write, interchange this bracket. That means C then alpha dot beta. We can do this for a scalar quantity C. That means it is satisfying the associativity property. And it is also satisfying the distributive property, like alpha dot beta plus gamma. We can write it as alpha dot beta plus alpha dot gamma. Okay. Next, number 4 property is the two non-zero vectors are mutually perpendicular if and only if their scalar product is 0. That means alpha, beta, obviously they are non-zero vectors. They will be mutually perpendicular if and only if alpha dot beta equals 0. The proof is very easy. What does it mean by alpha dot beta? It means mod alpha, mod beta, cos theta, right? Now this product is equals to 0. That means at least one of them is 0. Now this is a non-zero vector, so this cannot be 0. This is again a non-zero vector beta, so this cannot be 0. That means cos theta equal to 0. That means theta equals pi by 2. And what is theta? Theta is the angle between the vectors. That means the angle between the vectors is 90 degrees. That means they are perpendicular. Okay. Next property is the scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its modulus. That means the scalar product with itself, that is alpha dot alpha. What will be its value? We are trying to find it. Now we can write it as mod alpha, then cos theta. Theta means angle between alpha and alpha. They both are same vector. That means the angle between them is 0. So it will be mod alpha its square into cos 0. Cos 0 means 1. That is mod alpha its square. That's what is mod alpha. Mod alpha means the magnitude of alpha. That means the scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. That's it. So whenever we will get alpha dot alpha, we can write it mod alpha square. These are the few properties of scalar product. Now moving to the vector product or the cross product. Vector product, it is denoted by alpha cross beta, and it is defined by its value, that is alpha cross beta, its value is mod alpha